Dog parks are some of the worst places you can take your dog. Here's an example of two dogs that get along great. The black dog is my dog Ike, and the red fox lab, that's Riley. And they get along great. I don't have to worry about them fighting or anything. You know, it never gets real animated. That's what you want. You want, look at that Riley said this is the Ike. You know, this notion that dogs are supposed to be mock fighting, you know, mock fighting is the same body language as an actual fight, and human beings that do MMA and judo and stuff, we practice for a fight. That's how we test our skills. Taking your dog into the dog run is a great way to turn your dog into a fighter. It's an unstable pack, nobody has any control. It's a horrible situation. I was talking to this person on social media, Tinder. Tinder's awesome. And the woman seems very intelligent. She's got a dog, and now she has this problem that the dog is turned into a fighter. She said that she would take it to dog runs, and she also really saw a big jump in the dog's aggression after the dog came back from a dog ranch. And anything like that, a dog ranch, that's people like trying to sell you a product that, oh, your dog's gonna have a great time and all this bullshit. First of all, dogs wake up happy. It's a fact. They wake up happy. I've never met a sad dog. It's the truth. There's, you know, it's all this bullshit that's put out on the internet telling you people what they want to hear. You're not going to give your dog better social skills by sending it to a dog ranch or taking it into a dog park. What you're going to end up with is a fighter. Hey, Ike, here, take that leash off. Come here. What a dope. It's the truth. That just it's a mess for dogs. And they, you know, I usually see dogs from 8 months on. That's when they start fighting. And you should think of your dog in terms of obedience. In other words, if you have your dog at heel, and it knows heel implicitly, you're walking down the street, it's not going to lunge at dogs if it understands heel. When I have dogs, when we're at Beaver Dams, I'm in the backyard with a bunch of dogs, and I see, like, say, two young dogs like Billy the Hedgehog and Brewster, and their legs go up and they start that mock fighting. I start giving them direction. Get over here at heel. And she comes to heel. You know, that's what you have to do if you're going to be a dog owner. You know, don't think that you can go to the dog park and you're doing something positive for your dog, because you're not. Like the woman on Tinder, I'm sure that she thought that she's doing something great for her dog. They get to socialize and all this shit. That's not necessary, and in most cases, it really ends up being something bad. It's not good. Ike is an unneutered male. Let me stress this. If you have a dog, if you have a dog, and it's a unneutered male, and it's getting in fights, and you think that neutering it's not going to get in fights, you're incorrect. You get it neutered, you're still going to have the same problem. It's about training the dog. It isn't about just letting the dog do whatever and you're doing something good for the dog. That's not it. If Ike started like bothering her, right, sniffing her too much, like right now, I'll say something. Get over here, heel. Sit. Ike, sit. I give him direction. I cool everything down. See, Riley's totally submissive to Ike. On her back, belly up, you know, and there's the big dummy, you know. Caine's one of my girlfriends. Riley. What a goon. There's the red fox goon. She looks pretty much like a doofus, don't you, Riley? And there's the big black goon, little Ikey. And they'll be sitting like this on the floor, just chilling. Do you understand? They're just,
just hanging out next to each other, and that's good. That's a positive thing. That's what you want. They're happy. They're totally chill next to each other. They don't have to be mock fighting. They don't have to be super. Most of the time I see them, they're doing this. They're laying next to each other. People think about the dogs in the wrong way. They think, oh, the dog's mock fighting. It's playing. It's play fighting. That's what they're supposed to do. Wild dogs don't do this after a certain point. This is stuff that's conditioned into the dog. Like the dog's young, you're taking it to the dog run. You're training it to mock fight. And by training it to mock fight, you're training it to fight. You should train the dog to be chill like this, like just be able to hang out next to each other, not be super animated. People think about dogs the wrong way. Let's talk about the dog ranch. Bad idea. That's somebody selling you garbage. It's somebody telling you the wrong thing. Oh, your dog's going to have a great time. They fucking wake up having a great time. There is no depression in the dog world. It's bullshit. I've never met a depressed dog. It just doesn't exist. They don't have a psychology like us. Humans are the ones with emotional problems. The emotional state of the dog, there is no emotional state. It's a fact. Just, don't take your dog into dog runs. It's not gonna be helpful. It's not gonna be helpful, and you're gonna train your dog to fight. You should think of your dog in terms of obedience. If the dog is at heel, it's not going to be lunging at the stranger, or the dog that's a stranger, the interloper into the pack. If you have your dog on the bed, you give your dog people food and stuff like that, you're going to have fucking problems. That's just how it is. If they're doing this back here, right, and everything's fine, but it became real animated, I'd step in and say, don't do that, go sit, chill out. It's common sense. If you have dogs in your backyard and your friend brings over a dog, they're bringing a dog into your dog's territory. Use your head. Use your head with your dog. Don't go into dog runs. Don't get sucked into any dog trainer that's telling you that dog training is fun. It can be fun. But that it's easy. It's hard work. You have to work with the dog all the time. Training's the lifetime of the dog, and you need to send the correct message to the dog to chill the fuck out around the other dog. I don't care what Riley and I do. I know that, they're gonna, but the bottom line is, if they were acting out, I would step in and tell them, give them direction. These are two dogs that get along great. I don't have to worry about them. If I'm going to the store, they both can sort of, they can both be out. Riley's not gonna attack the raven, or my cat. That's just how it is. If you want to go to the dog run, you think that your dog is going to have a positive experience in the dog run, you're wrong. If you're going on a trip and you want to send your dog off to the dog ranch, and you think your dog's going to have a good time because they describe something that sounds fun to a human, you're wrong. I'll tell you something, if you watch any of my training videos, you'll see dogs being trained and they're wagging their tail having a good time. Dogs like training. If you're going to send your dog off to the dog ranch, you should probably just send your dog off for a board and train with somebody like me, so that you can start working with the dog and you have better control of the dog. That's what it's about. It's about control. It's not about lack of control. And the dog run is lack of control. And some 17 or 18-year-old kid that works at the dog ranch doesn't give a shit about anything like this. They don't understand anything past what their concept of dogs is. Or a positive reinforcement trainer, for that matter. They're not going to worry about controlling your dog. Real quick, positive reinforcement trainers, that is exactly what it is. It's purely positive. They do not teach your dog no. It's unrealistic. It is. It's totally unrealistic. They're selling you garbage. Your dog doesn't need to be trained with food, first of all. Your dog doesn't need treats. Your dog needs 2 meals twice a day. If it's on a raw diet, you can feed it once. But that's just how it is. I'm sorry to be the buzzkill and tell you this, but your dog should learn no. And if you're going to a positive reinforcement trainer, you had problems in the dog park, and you contacted a positive reinforcement trainer that uses food, you know, you're gonna have problems. They're gonna make it worse. You don't have any idea that Jane, the service dog that was here this time last year or something in the fall, that dog had issues, serious issues. We turned her into a service dog. She did the worst. She's out of the country, so I can talk about this, but she bit both the owners. She doesn't bite the owners now. Why'd she bite the owners? Because he was working with this some guy named Drew in Manhattan, that's a positive reinforcement trainer. They couldn't get the dog to do anything. I thought the dog was a genius. It picks up keys. It's a physical assist dog now. It's a service dog. But the positive reinforcement trainer that won't tell the dog no, can't do anything with it, and is, mentioning maybe you should put the dog down because it bit you. The owner has the dog in Europe and in Israel now, and no problems. He's not getting bit. The dog was fine. The dog was fine. Don't take your dog in a dog run. Don't train your dog with food. Don't let your dog in the bed. Don't give your dog people food. Treat the dog like it's a dog. And if it acts out around another dog, you need to be able to correct the dog, in an effective way. You need to learn how to correct the dog in an effective way so that you can articulate something to the dog that makes sense. How are you going to articulate something with food when the dog's doing something negative? It doesn't work that way. If the mailman's coming to your door and the dog is attacking the mailman, you're supposed to wait and give it food when it stops attacking the mailman? Doesn't work like that, lab partners. Keep your dogs out of these dog runs. It's the worst place to take your dog. Don't take your puppy up there. Either you're gonna end up having a fear state in the dog, or the dog's going to be aggressive. Either way, it's no good. It isn't. It's ridiculous. It's absolutely ridiculous that people think that these are good situations for dogs. Get over here, leave her alone. Heel. Look at bottom. Sit. Now sit, you big goofball. Riley's a goofball.
Fucking Ike, Riley. Old Ike. Ike's 11. Aren't you, Ike? Riley's probably 3. Something like. How old are you, Riley? 3? Good old Ike. I love the guy. It's exactly what you want to see. Dogs that hang out, but don't fight. Right? Riley's the color of the floor. It's awesome. She's beautiful. Man, she smells good, Caine. Sniffing Riley. Let's go, old man. Really, don't be thinking that your dog needs to be mock fighting. Your dog needs to chill out with somebody and needs to be able to interact with other dogs, but super animated, play fighting, same body language as fighting. You're training the dog to fight. It's the wrong approach. If you're having problems with your dog, contact a competent professional that can train your dog without using food. Remember this is very important. Why would you use food? That you can use anything that the dog likes for positive reinforcement. Going through a door. Many times owners have created this excitement in their dog just walking through the door, letting the dog run through the door. All dogs should be sitting at thresholds and going through the door calmly. If you're not, you better start. You're going to have problems. If you're already having problems,
and there's any type of aggression in your dog, private lessons won't cut it. You know, you're going to be looking, at least as far as I'm concerned, I'm very realistic. And all I do is board and trains. So private lessons will not cut it. Any type of aggression, I don't care what it is. Board and train's your only choice. Private lessons after the board and train, sure, but be careful, be careful. Even if your dog is just dog aggressive, this is a fact. People can get hurt, and if your dog, something happens to equipment or something and your dog is in a fight with another dog, you know, you're breaking up that fight. Be careful, you can get bit, and a lot of times it breaks the bond. People are freaked out, oh, my dog bit me. Yeah, they do that, they're dogs. See, this is how it's supposed to be. They're supposed to be walking around, chilling together. They don't need to be mock fighting. Look at Caine, she's pretty hot. That's my girlfriend, Riley. By the way, the woman that I'm talking to on Tinder, she seems totally intelligent. She seems bright. She's attractive, or else I wouldn't have, you know, swiped her to the right. I'm not going off on her about her situation, because her situation is honestly so much of my business. That's what it is. It's a similar thing. It's absolutely similar. She seems bright. You know, a lot of intelligent people have problems with their dogs.